Hello, today I will be showing our adversarial search project, which is dots and boxes. So to begin, let's go ahead and look at the code run. So we'll give the AI a few plies to look at. The size of the board will be 2 just to make sure it goes fast enough. So I'll go ahead, start 0, 1. So I made my move there. Now the AI is thinking. And there we go, so it made its move there, so I'll go in the middle. Okay, so it decided to let me close the 3, so there we go, so we got the score of 3. It'll let us score 4, I guess, as well. Oh, but now, there we go. So, yeah, so it closes that one, and then we have to give it the other one as well. So I guess, yeah, so it beat us by 1. And, yeah, great. Look at that, it's taunting us. All right, so now let's go ahead and dive into the code a little bit. So the game board, the way I have that made is it's basically a string array, and it's created by taking the size that you give it in the beginning, multiplying it by 2, and adding 1. And what that means is that anytime you run it, no matter what size you give it, the numbers are always going to have a top, bottom, left, and right, and so you can actually play the game. Now, aside from that, obviously there's the fill method that allows you to visually see what's happening. There's the possible moves. This is mostly used by the AI to determine what moves it could make. There's the create. This basically labels all the corners and the spaces, and then the random numbers that are generated in the middle of the boxes. Print board, that's for printing the board, and clone is used by the AI just so it has its own board object that it can manipulate. Next is the game manager. This manages the actual game itself, right? So it asks you how many plies, what's the size of the board, and then it continues and switches off your turn and the AI's turn, and then it prints a winner. This is the actual AI, so it takes its plies. When you pass it the current state, which happens every turn, it'll create a root node that holds that state with the amount of plies that it's supposed to search, and that root node automatically builds as far down as it needs to, and then afterwards it would evaluate the tree. So anytime that a box gets filled, that becomes the value of the node and gets passed down to the children, and then once you reach a leaf, it percolates back up. So I can go ahead and show you that real quick. So find value is here, and any parent value gets automatically updated to the children, and then once you reach the bottom, that's when the value actually becomes a score and can percolate back up. And then obviously if it's a min, then it's going to choose the lowest of all the possible options. If it's a max, it'll choose the highest. Also, if your opponent happens to close a box in the stuff that it's assessing, it takes the score but basically just takes the negative of it. And then this is the setup children that's used in the constructor when you create the root node so that the tree builds. And that's about it.